everyone. Today we're going to be doing some yoga poses and also learning a little bit about animals and getting all stretched out and fit. We're going to start today's class by learning how to breathe like a tiger, okay? So to do that, we need to sit down however is comfortable. If you want to sit crisscross applesauce, you can, or you can sit with your legs out in front of you, whatever feels comfortable. And when you're ready, we're going to breathe in through our nose, and then we're going to make a growling sound in our throat, okay? But we're going to keep our mouth closed. So it's going to sound something like this. And then what we're going to do is we want to make sure that our belly is coming in and out with nice, big, deep breaths. So we're going to put our hand on our tummy. We're going to breathe in, and that hand's going to come all the way out because we're breathing into our stomach. And as we make that growling sound, it's going to come in really tight, okay? So try that with me. Do you feel that noise in the back of your throat? That also might sound like Darth Vader. So you're going to want to make that Darth Vader sound throughout this whole practice. And a practice is just what we call a yoga session. So we're going to be doing a bunch of poses. So we're going to start out standing. So when we stand, it's important to know how to stand. You might think you know how to stand, but sometimes when we feel like being lazy, we slouch and we come forward, or maybe we don't want to walk, so we walk like this. But it's very important for the health of our spine and our entire body that we have a good posture. So a great way to keep a good posture is to pretend like you're pushing a shopping cart, like you're going grocery shopping. So instead of having your hips go out like this and putting your back out, you're going to push the shopping cart with your hips moving forward. So you're engaging those hips. So we're pushing the shopping cart, keeping that engaged here. We also are going to bring up the shoulders and back down the spine. So we're bringing the shoulders up to the ears, and then we're bringing our shoulder blades together and down the back. So now you have a nice open chest and your heart is open, and then you can try your breathing again. So hand on the stomach, and we're going to take some of those deep tiger breaths, or those deep Darth Vader breaths. Alrighty, so now we want to make sure that our feet are right underneath our hips. So you don't want them to be too close together, you don't want them to be too far apart. You want them to be right below. And then, I know that it's hard for you to see the top of my body, so I'm just going to kneel down, but you guys are going to continue to stand. So what we're going to do now is as we breathe in, we're going to bring the hands up on our sides. So ready? Take a deep breath in through the nose, remembering your tiger breaths. Bring those hands together and exhale, bring them down in front of you. And then we're going to come down and do it again. Now on this third time, we're going to keep our hands in the air. So nice deep breath. And then we're going to bring our fingers all together, but we're going to leave our pointer fingers together. This is going to help you bring your hands together. So I'm just going to come closer so you can all see. You're holding your hands, but you're letting your pointer fingers stick up. It's your pointer fingers. So we're going to bring and point our pointer fingers up to the sky, up to the sun. We're going to squeeze those shoulders together, and we're going to try and reach as high up as we can. We're going to try and be as tall as a giraffe. So lean. I'm going to stand up here. So right now, we're trying to be as tall as a giraffe, but maybe you see a tree to your left. So now we're gonna lean over, still using those pointer fingers, and we're gonna try and touch the tree. See how far down you can go. Can you touch the tree all the way on your left, just like a giraffe? Where giraffes live, the trees grow really tall because the giraffes have to be tall to eat the nice leaves off of the top of the nicest trees. We're going to go to the right now and try and touch that tree. When giraffes are born, they have to learn how to walk and stand up right away. Remember your tiger breaths. And now finally, we're going to try and come back. So deep breath in, reach up, up, up towards the sky, and lean back. And come up. Deep breath, and let the hands fall down. So now, we're going to try and see if we can be like a bat. We're going to come to the side. We're going to take a deep breath, coming up with the hands, but as we exhale, we're going to fold down. We're going to come down and try and hang upside down like a bat. So maybe you can only come to here. See where you are. Maybe it's here, here, here. And if you want to, you can grab your calves, your lower leg, and grab onto them just like a bat does. Bats sleep upside down. And when they need to use the bathroom, they turn back right side up so that they can use it. Bats are nocturnal, which means that they are awake during the night. All right, take another deep tiger breath. And as you growl, try and hug your legs in closer. Alrighty, good job. Now let's inhale up with the arms. Alrighty. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have nice big roots, just like a tree. So you're going to take your feet, you're going to spread out your toes. The more you spread out your toes, the easier it is to balance. So you're going to take your left foot, use your hand to tell the left, and you're going to spread your left toes, and you're going to put all your weight into that left foot. Then when you're ready, you're going to lift up the right foot. All of your weight is in here, so you can balance. You can put your hands out to the side if it helps you. And now what we're going to do is we're going to be like a flamingo. And we're going to take the foot, maybe it's comfortable here, or maybe you can grab the ankle and bring the foot up here. I've had a lot of practice doing this, so it's easier for me to do that, but sometimes it takes a lot of time to get to that. So if you can, you're going to bring your hands up, and you're going to reach towards the sky, and you're just going to work on your balance. Make sure your toes are spread and all your weight is going to the front of your foot and the back of your foot. And now we're just going to pretend to be a flamingo. Did you know that flamingos are pink because of the kinds of fish that they eat? So if they didn't eat the fish that they do, they would just be a normal color like any other bird. Remember your tiger breaths. Deep breath in and growling. When you're ready, bringing the hands down, and then we're going to let this leg come down. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other leg, because you know when you're a flamingo, sometimes one leg gets tired, so you got to use the other one. So we're spreading the toes, putting all the weight into this leg, maybe bringing your hands out for balance, and then the left foot doesn't even need to be on the ground anymore. Balance is very important because it helps you in many things, like in gym class, in different sports, and also just when you're trying to balance in everyday life. So when you're ready, I'm leaning a little bit because normally you're better at balancing on one foot than the other, and I'm better at balancing on my left foot. So now, if you can put your foot either here, or you can grab your ankle and bring it up here. And we're going to be a flamingo again. We're pushing into our leg with this foot. We've got our hands out for balance. We're going to take a deep breath in and bring those hands up. And reach with those pointer fingers up to the ceiling, up to the sky. And remember your tiger breath. Let's do one now. So deep breath in through your nose. And out. Oh, I fell out of that pose, and that's okay. Sometimes you fall, and that means you just need to try again. So we're just gonna stay a couple more seconds in this pose, and exhale down. Alrighty. So now what we're gonna try and do is we're gonna try and fly like a bird. Flamingos can't fly, so maybe we'll be a sparrow. So what we're going to do is the same thing we did as a flamingo. We're going to spread out our toes on our left foot, and we're going to put all of the weight into this left foot. This, we're going to put our toes on the floor, but we're not putting any weight in it. We can pick it up at any time. And then we're going to inhale the hands up. We're going to make our pointer finger. And when you're ready, if you can, make sure you have enough room on either side. You're going to try and make a big letter T. So we're pointing our toe towards the back wall, and we're coming down. And now, if you want to, you can pretend to be swimming to test your balance. Maybe you want to fly like a bird, but see if you're able to get your body to become a straight line. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have the hips like this, but you want to tuck it in so your belly button is facing the ground. You want your belly button to be looking right at the ground. And then maybe keep the hands forward. See how long you can do that. Tiger breath here. Inhale. And inhale up and back. Now we're going to do the other foot, and I'll stay turned this way so you can see it on the other perspective. So remember, to balance, we're spreading those toes. We're putting all the weight in that foot. Maybe test yourself, lift up this foot, see if you can. Deep breath, we're going to take the hands up, let the pointer fingers towards the ceiling, and now we're going to try and fly like a bird, which requires a lot of balance. So ready? Deep breath in, and growl, become a capital letter T. And if you want to, you can swim here. You can flap like a bird. Maybe you even want to touch the ground. See if you can touch the ground. But the important thing here is that we're learning how to balance. And balance is very, very important. And if you learn how to balance when you're young, you'll be an expert balancer by the time you're older. So, bringing the feet forward. And deep breath, coming back to center. In yoga, we talk about our center a lot because it's very important. Our center is where we feel most balanced and most safe. Your center can also be your heart, something you feel centered with emotionally. So maybe if you're feeling sad, you come back to center, which is just those breathing like a tiger. So now we're going to come onto the floor. We're going to learn how to be a butterfly. So we're going to come crisscross applesauce, but this time instead of the crisscross, we're just going to do applesauce. We're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. You've probably done this stretch before. And then we're going to take our hands and put them around our feet, and then we can flap like a butterfly. You can bring your legs up and down. And if you really want to see how far out your butterfly wings can go, you can bring your elbows and press them on your legs. And that's a stretch for your legs, which if you don't stretch, then it becomes kind of difficult to move sometimes. sometimes there are people that work out a lot and do a lot of sports, but they never stretch. So then when it comes to doing something simple, like maybe bending over to pick something up, they can't, even though they're very strong. Which is why flexibility is just as important as being strong. So maybe flap those legs a couple more times. See if you can bring your feet closer to you. See how close you can bring your feet and still flap your wings. We're going to take a tiger breath right here. So in. Alrighty. When you're ready, we're going to let our feet come out. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do two different poses at the very same time. So I've got my hands are right below my shoulders. That's very important. And my knees are right below my hips. So I don't have them too close. I don't have them too far. And I made a perfect table. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep inhale. And as we inhale, we're going to arch the back. And we're going to become a wolf, and we're going to howl at the moon. Are you ready? So deep breath, looking up. Try and see how much you can bring your back down. And you're going to look up at the moon. You can be a wolf howling at the moon. You can howl if you want. And now we're going to go into cow pose. So we're going to be a cow. If you want to moo, you can moo. But we want to turn our back the other way. What we want to do is we want to try and breathe at the same time that we move our back. So we're going to inhale, look up at the moon. And we're going to do our tiger sound and growl as we go back down to cow. Sometimes when you're sitting at a desk at school, your back can get very tense because you've been sitting in the same place. That's why it's so important to stretch and to move around if you've been sitting down for a long time. And the good news about this is you can do this wherever you go. And you can do it as fast or as slow as feels comfortable to you. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our table pose. We've got our hands under our shoulders and we've got our knees under our hips. And now we're going to be a squirrel and we're going to reach with our left hand. We're going to reach and we're trying to get a nut, but then we're going to reach with our other leg and we're trying to hold on to the tree. So reach as hard as you can. You're trying to grab the little walnut. And stretch as much as you can with your back leg because you want to hold on to that tree. This is the squirrel acrobat. Remember your tiger breaths. Take deep breaths here. And come back to center. And now we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to scooch over here. Now we're going to bring the right hand up, reaching for that nut. We're bringing the left foot back. Stretch as far as you can. You're pushing out with this hand and back with the foot as much as possible. And we're taking deep tiger breaths. When you're ready, we're going to come back. And now, maybe since you've been on your arms for so long, you want to shake out your arms. Be an octopus. Shake everything out. Maybe shake the legs out. Take a moment to get everything loose. Because now, we're going to be a crocodile in the water. Okay? Which means we've got our two hands out here. And we're bringing our toes onto the floor behind us. And holding ourselves up. Remember, crocodiles are strong, so we want to try and hold ourselves up. It's going to be hard, but remember to push the shopping cart with your hips. Keep your hips in and do those tiger breaths. And when you need to, you can come onto your knees to give your arms a little bit of a break. But then we're going to go back to being a crocodile, go back up, trying to get that core as strong as we can. All right, last time, maybe shake out the arms a little. We're gonna see how long you can be a crocodile. The more you do this, the stronger you will be. And this works not only on your arms, keeping your arms strong, but it keeps your tummy strong too. And now we're going to be a short crocodile. We're going to come onto our hands. Hold that for a second. And come down onto the knees. Great job. That's really hard to do. It's hard to be a crocodile and it's hard to keep your core strong for that long. So make sure you give yourself a pat on the back. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come into turtle pose. So we're gonna sit on our feet, or if you want to, you can bring your feet out to the sides and sit in between your feet. If that's not comfortable for your ankles, if your ankles are a little tight, you can just sit on top of your ankles. And then we're gonna take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're gonna come forward, let those hands creep forward. And we're going to bring our forehead onto the ground. It's very important to relax. It's just as important as strength and flexibility. You can either keep your arms out in front of you and let your fingertips walk, or if you want, you can let your arms lay at your side like this. It's very important to rest, because that's when your muscles are able to build. Your muscles aren't actually growing when you're doing exercises. They grow after you eat nutritious foods and you sleep. Did you know that in the Batman movie, the man who was Batman, who's really big, he had to sleep for 14 hours every night just so his muscles had enough time to grow. So those were our yoga poses where you got to get to know what different animals do. And you can do those wherever and whenever you'd like. It's really important that you make sure that you're flexible, because sometimes if you don't make sure you're flexible, then you're not going to be able to tie your shoes. Most people, a lot of people, when they aren't flexible, they can only come to here. But if you do poses like this, you're going to be able to touch the ground, walk all around, throw a foot up, do anything. So thanks for watching, and we'll have some more soon.